continuing our education on the FEC and election results and rules. Reading from Britannica, the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act of 2002, that's 24 years ago. The BCRA. What is the BCRA? The Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act of 2002 was a significant amendment to the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971. Its primary goal was to curb the use of soft money, look that up, by political parties to fund advertising for their candidates. Prior to BCRA, loopholes allowed corporations and unions to contribute large sums of state parties, which could then be funneled to federal campaigns, circumventing federal limits, which is still done today. The BCRA aimed to close these loopholes by increasing the limits to hard money contributions and restricting the solicitation and spending of soft money by national parties. It also prohibited corporations and unions from airing electioneering communications with a certain time frame of election. Why was the Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act created? The Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act was created of 2002 was created to address loopholes in campaign finance laws that allowed money to increase the use of soft money to fund political advertising. Prior to that, while directing contributions to candidates were limited to hard money, corporations and unions could donate large, often unlimited amounts to state parties. These funds could then be funneled to federal candidates and national party committees, circumventing federal limits. The BCRA aimed to close these loopholes by banning soft money contributions so that national parties and to imposing a restriction on electioneering communications by advocacy groups. It also increased limits on interest and contributions and indexed them to inflation. What are the main rules or changes to introduced by this fine act? This fine act. The Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act of 2002 primarily aimed to curb the use of soft money in political campaigns. It prohibited national parties from soliciting or receiving soft money from restricted corporations and unions from airing electioneering communications with a specific time frame before elections. Key changes introduced by the BCRA include doubling individual contributions, limited candidates indexing for inflation, preventing parties from donating funds to tax-exempt groups, 527 organizations, that's a lot, involved in federal elections, requiring funds spent on federal election activity to be raised under stricter hard money limits. While the Supreme Court upheld many provisions of the BCRA, it later struck down restrictions of independent expenditures by corporations and unions, as well as aggregate limits on individual contributions. And last but not least, how did the act affect campaign donations and spending? The BCRA, the Bipartisan Campaign Act of 2002, significantly altered the campaign finance targeting soft money donations and prohibited national political parties from accepting these unregulated contributions, which had previously been used to circumvent federal limits on donations to candidates. The BCRA also included the limit terms for hard money contributions for individuals candidates, adjusting them for inflation, of course. Additionally, it restricted corporations and unions from airing electioneering communications that refer to a federal candidate with a specific time frame before the election, 120 days, I do believe. These changes aim to reduce the influence of large, unregulated donations that ensured that funds were spent on federal elections adhering to stricter limits. The Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act 2002 legislation was the first major amendment of the FECA of